What is going on, people? Welcome to episode 47 of the Fear the Hive podcast. I am your host, Dom, and this is my awesome co-host, Steven.
Oh, I'm awesome today.
Well, you're always awesome.
Am I? Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're always awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, JJ is not with us today because he's working on something else, and he will rejoin us next episode. But we all miss when Jay's not here.
Jay's doing his father thing, he's doing his big dad thing, and we appreciate all that he's doing. He's doing real good, taking care of the fam right now. So
gas to.
Yeah, man. But we're here for the foolishness.
Oh, absolutely. It's about to be stupid.
You put a lot of pressure back on just both of us. Normally the trio, we can handle this very well, but there's a lot of pressure happening right now. I need to know that you're up to the task.
Oh, how stupid you want to get? We can get stupid today.
Okay, let's start with let's start with the question to our audience. Does anybody know anyone that went scamming this week?
What?
Okay. I'm okay. So for clearly you don't traverse with a lot of scammers, right?
No, I try not to.
Okay. I don't really. I'm kind of scammer adjacent. Like I don't do the whole scammer thing, but I'd be watching what they do. Only because I need to know so I don't get scammed.
That's true. It's true.
Here's the thing. Good gosh. Here's the thing. Over the weekend, what we in the tech business would call a bug happened at Chase Bank.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Do you know what happened? Tell us what happened. If you know.
Well, no. I don't think it's just a bug, but I've seen this happen a lot where people are like, hey, if you got Chase Bank or Navy Federal, yo, DM me. I can help you get like $3,000 deposited like in the next 20 minutes. And essentially, there's people that took people up on that offer, and at least for Chase. And I think from what I saw, Chase went and got their money back and was like, no, you're not going to pull that on us.
Okay. So let's make sure that the entirety of our audience understands. There's this thing called check fraud. Okay. It's called check fraud. It's when you take a check, you write a check, and you deposit the check, knowing that the check is not going to clear. Okay. And then you take the funds from that check and you do something with it. Okay. It's called check fraud. By and large, there really shouldn't be a thing because there should be an instantaneous check on the account that the check is coming from and all of that good stuff. So it really should be non-existent in this day and time unless you're writing it to like a business and etc., which you still shouldn't be doing because it's illegal. It's like felonious, right?
Felonious. You know what?
Felonious.
We're going to that's our word for the day. Today's
felonious. That's not even a good word. I mean, it's a good word, but it's not.
It will be the word. It will be the word until you come up with another word.
You missed traverse already? We can come up with a better
word. Traverse is a car.
That's stay focused. So over the weekend, people realized that Chase Bank had a glitch, and the glitch was if there was a check deposited in your account, Chase Bank would allow you availability of a certain percentage of that check. I think it was like 30%, right?
Jesus Christ. So
people were depositing and they would do it. They over the weekend, they did it across the board. So it wasn't like they did it for some people and not for other people. Mm-hmm. Some checks and not for other checks, personal checks versus business. No. If you deposited a check in Chase Bank, you got, I think it was like 30%, right? So people were depositing $30,000 checks and taking like 10 grand out the bank. No, serious. Like I'm not even playing. Over the weekend, and come Tuesday morning, Chase Bank's like, all right, time to settle up. And all those people that deposited that check, that took that money out, they didn't just see with Chase is gangster. Let's be for real. They took the account and whatever the amount was that the person took out, they just straight negatived it. They made it negative, and then they just added
Mm-hmm.
fees on top of it. So now there
Mm-hmm.
are people with like negative two, three, $4,000 owed to Chase Bank, on top of the fact that they're on tape for check fraud.
Yep. That stuff follows you for a good minute, like forever. Like you may not be able to get another bank account. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna switch banks.
Bank
That's on your
account, Dominic.
that's on your
Even if you
permanent record.
even if you don't go to jail, let's say for instance you get house arrest. This is your first time offense. You plead out, whatever. When you fill out an application, there's that box. Are
Have
you
you committed have you
have
committed
you
a
committed a
felony?
felony?
Yes.
Check. Gotta go there because that's the first thing that pops on the background check.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, people, and they were doing it and they were posting it on freaking Instagram, and I'm like, this has to be the dumbest
So
generation.
yeah, what a lot of people don't understand is the fact that you cannot scam over a bank at all. It just can't happen. It's not like a cheat code you can put in and have X amount. Like that's why, like people was doing the same thing with Cash App. You see all those scamming and the frauds and whatnot. It's like you cannot scam a bank. You just can't. They have, if only the military has more tech in their systems to catch this stuff.
Why would you think that going to an ATM or any place where you can deposit a check and depositing a fictitious check or a check that you from account that you know has some money is a great idea? Like you're on videotape
Mm-hmm.
committing a felony.
Yep.
So worst case and best case scenario, house arrest. That's best case scenario.
That's best case.
That's probation. That's what you restitution. You got to pay back what you took out
Mm-hmm.
and whatever the fees and the fines are. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you might actually serve some time over this popularized internet scam.
Right.
And people go, well, Chase is in the wrong for clearing the checks. No, 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 no.
That stuff is automated.
Yeah, they had a glitch. They had a glitch, and had the checks been good, the money would have cleared, and everybody would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
That just was not the case, and so people are going to learn real quick.
Or have learned.
Either you need to put this money back real fast, or you better have prepaid legal or something, because
This is horrible.
why?
It's
Why?
absolutely horrible.
Just get a job. Get a job. I know
Mm-hmm.
everybody get or start a business, one or the other. Like either go get a job or create a job. It's okay. It is
Yeah.
okay to work for a living, whether it's for somebody else or for yourself. It is okay to work for a living.
Yeah.
You do not have, I mean,
And what's funny? A lot of people think that, they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna start a business. I'm working for myself because I'm tired of putting in my 40 hours. Interestingly enough, when you work for yourself, you do more than 40 hours. Yes, you can kind of
do,
control what you
do,
got going on, but
do
you
we want
put
to go
in.
do we want to go down this road? Because
I'm just, I'm
there
just, I'm
there are
just
all
putting it
kind
out
of
there.
soapbox moments. There are all kinds of soapbox moments. Yes, not only do you work more than 40 hours, right? You have your own business, you work for it. I don't know anybody that has their own business that works less than 40 hours.
Right.
I don't know any of them. Not only that, if your business is successful, what's up, Mr. Earth USA? If your business is successful, guess what else you got to deal with? Making payroll. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So, and paying insurance and
Oh,
paying taxes. Let's be very clear about that, right? If you've never had to make payroll before, then I don't want to hear you talking about starting your own business until you actually go do some reading
mm-hmm.
and you prepare yourself for the stress that is making payroll, whether you got all the funds or not. Like if you're working on the invoice schedule, I don't want to hear it because it is the most heart stressful stuff I've ever done. Like I've done some stressful stuff in my life, but good God, looking at your account and looking at payroll and hitting that payroll button?
Mm. Well, I know you definitely have had experience. If you know, for those that don't know, Stephen was my manager when I worked at Best Buy Mobile here in Charlotte. That's actually where part of the name comes from. Fear the Hive 1155. We were store 1155,
Because we were
and
killing it, and they
yeah,
were afraid of us.
and I know Steve. You know, he was being the manager. You gotta, at least for your area, pretty much you got to make sure everybody on time, make sure the product's there, make sure stuff gets stocked. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. I do not own my own business as of yet, but I am in the planning stages of doing so. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking. I'm looking forward to it. It's
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the
there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with it. You just have to, people act like owning your own business is easier than working for someone.
right.
It is not easier. It just so happens that for most people that own their own business, they enjoy what they're doing so much that they're willing to deal with the headache of owning your own business,
Right.
right? At the point where you don't want to deal with the headache of owning your own business, then you sell your business. That's how that works. Okay.
True.
That's how that works. But yeah, until you've had to make payroll, I don't even people that are like sole proprietors, like people that work for themselves, they're the only person that does it and they get paid. That's great. But until you have employees that you have to pay,
Hmm.
nah, bruh. I don't, you know what I mean? Like when you gotta negotiate the health coverage for your employees, like people don't talk about that, right? I,
Hmm.
I got a company and I want to give my employees health insurance, which means that the business has to pay a specific amount towards this, which means I got to negotiate with the insurance company as to what coverage they're going to have access to and how much I'm paying into the coverage. All of this stuff, nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, man,
Mm.
I can't work for nobody. I can't work for nobody. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That yes, we had 11. We cried. It's fine. You don't want to work for nobody. That's fine. But if you don't want to work, having your own, I find by and large, you do less work when you're working for somebody than you do when you're owning your own business.
It's true.
Easily, easily, easily.
It's
Anyhow,
true.
sorry. You, I,
Yeah.
I'm triggered. I'm triggered. You
So,
triggered me, Dominic.
small soapbox. Hey, that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. So we just came off of what, Labor Day?
Labor Day weekend. What'd you do Labor Day weekend? You
Dude, we
got,
went to the range.
ooh, okay, okay. Who is we? Who's we?
Me, my wife, my
Hmm.
brother, my
Okay,
nephew, and my niece's boyfriend. I believe
okay,
her boyfriend.
okay. Got a good contention. Good contention. How'd that work out?
It was nice. It was real nice.
What would you find that you liked?
The 6 hour P365 X macro.
Oh gosh, these sick guys. These sick
Well,
guys. It's
I
I understand.
no
I
no no.
understand.
I put it like this. Getting into firearms, I wanted to love a Glock. I wanted it. But when I shot it, I was like, I don't like this.
I don't like it.
I love the
That's
look. I love the look, but I don't
I
like
don't
it.
even I don't even like the look. But everybody says it's so reliable. It shoots. It ain't,
It probably
great.
is. But
Not for me.
yeah, and I'll put it like this. Everything's not for everybody. And for me, getting into the everyday carry game and self-defense, tactically speaking, I don't want a weapon that is super snappy, because in the event that I do have to use it, I mean, yes, you got to train with it, absolutely. But for the most part, I want it to be as less recoil as possible.
Mm,
So that way, if I have to put a follow-up shot in somebody, like I said, once again, hopefully I don't have to. But if it ever occurs, I'm able to accurately. If the gun is not accurate and it does not feel good in the hands, I don't care what you like, what you think you like. And that's why I've spent the last month trying to figure out what it is that I actually like. And I've found that I like guns that are ported
mhm.
and have a compensator.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
Makes
where I'm at.
sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's
E-
why. Yeah,
Every
that's where I'm at.
every firearm is not for everybody.
Mm-mm.
People have their own specific likes and dislikes with handguns, you know, and
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Like I know people that like they only shoot Rugers, and I'm like, there has to be another way.
Mm.
Nothing wrong with Rugers. I'm just saying that if that's the only thing that you shoot, there has to be another way,
Right.
right? Um, gosh, I'm trying to think. Let's see, Ruger, Canic, not Benelli. What was the other one? I had another one. Um, I've had a couple before, and I prefer because my hands are larger. I prefer the larger, heavier guns. Like I will
Hmm.
never have a concealed carry gun. You know that firearm that has like 6 bullets in it. Never,
Hey,
never.
the
I'm
the
sorry.
new the new the new concealed carry guns, like the
Uh huh.
SIG and
Uh
even the Hellcat Pro Comp,
huh.
those carry 17, 18 rounds, and they're still concealable.
Really?
Hmm.
I'll
And
have to
because
look into that.
I have big hands, and
Uh
that's
huh.
another reason why I can't just shoot any gun. I gotta have a good grip on it. If I don't have a good grip on it, what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I aside from the 9 millimeter Canic I want a 357.
Ooh, Jesus! You gonna put a hole
Oh,
in something?
okay. Okay. You want to hear something that's funny? I'm gonna tell this story. My wife's gonna kill me because she's watching, or she was
Ooh.
watching. So the first time we went to a gun range, we were in Charlotte, right? Went to the gun range. It was cool. People in there were cool. Can I tell you, white people that normally wouldn't be cool with you are really cool with you when you go to the gun range with them? Completely different experience. We got there. We were shooting little 22s. Ping, 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 ping. Nothing wrong with that. We was hitting the targets. We had little, had a nice little spread. Ping, 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 ping.
Ping, ping, ping.
No problem. No problem. All right. So like, all right, I'm tired. This is 22. I'm tired. It's 22. Right. Whatever. We got the range for like an hour and a half or 90 minutes. Right. That was back when Groupon first started. Got the range for 90
Ooh,
minutes.
yeah.
All right. Shot the 22. We shot. I think we shot. I shot a couple rounds at a 9. I was like, oh, this is not so bad. And I was like, hey man, give me that 357. Okay, so we go in there. My wife wants to shoot the 357. Boy, I shot it first, right? Because she was out. She wasn't in the lane. I was out there shooting. I was having a good time. Wham, 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 wham. Well, that's how you got to shoot a 357. It ain't
Oh
pam,
my
pam, pam,
god.
pam. No, 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 no. You got to reset. Wham. Had it.
Yeah.
So she goes in and she pulls the trigger on that 357. Oh, bruh. She was like, don't like.
10 out of 10, don't recommend.
10 out of 10 do not recommend. She put that thing down. She walked out of the lane. I was like, oh my God. I told you it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
and it was a revolver too.
Hmm.
So have you ever shot a Desert Eagle?
Once, and it was a while ago, and that was a big gun.
I have a friend, I have a friend that has one. So he was like, you need to go shoot one at least one time. So I went up to the range in Matthews. And okay, so the Desert Eagle, it was $6 a bullet. To sh-
God.
so I shot 6 bullets. Okay. When I tell you the Matrix is a lie, any movie where you see anybody shooting a Desert Eagle more than once and hitting someone, complete lie.
Look, that's what I said about just in the gangster movies where they're just shooting in one hand. No, no.
No,
That
no, I mean you can shoot one hand. It's
it
not very
depends.
accurate,
It
but
depends though.
you can shoot one hand. Like you can shoot one hand.
Yeah, just to shoot. You're not really
Un-
trying to hit anything.
Unless you have a Desert Eagle in your hand. It's so loud. If someone shot at a Desert Eagle at me and missed, I'd still say they won. You want to know why? Because
Just from the sheer sound of it.
bro, If you shoot a Desert Eagle at someone and they don't leave you alone immediately,
right.
that person's a psychopath.
Well, I mean, the fact that you're just carrying a Desert Eagle, it's like, you know what?
It's
Probably not
heavy
the
too.
time for.
Feels like 7 pounds. It's not 7 pounds, but it feels like it's 7 pounds,
You know what? We're about to find out.
dude. And I mean, the 357. I was having fun with 357. Even the 44 Magnum. You shoot them, wham, wham,
Hmm.
wham. That Desert Eagle, man. I was like, wham. You can't.
That gun is 4 pounds. It's a 4-pound gun.
It's 4 pounds without the ammunition in it.
Hmm.
So you got another pound and a half. So it's like 6 pounds. All right, cool. But yeah, no, I've that. If you've never experienced it, all 2 shots. That's all you need. You don't need any more than 2. Matter of fact, I got my brother. Look, I got my man Dondre on tape shooting one, and I got my brother Will shooting one. And each time they was like, he shot it was like. I said, I see what I can find. I send it to you out there, man. It's unnerving how strong and loud that is. That's why is the reason why I love John Wick, because he shoots a 40 caliber. Okay. And 40 caliber packs a punch, but it's not, like you can shoot a 40 caliber and be accurate after repetitive shots. A 50 cal you cannot. A Desert Eagle you cannot. Right. A 357 you almost can't.
Yeah,
but
no, I can't.
at any rate, glad that you had fun at the gun range.
Yeah, man.
For 4th of July. Did the wife find something? I mean, 4th of July, for Labor Day. Did your wife find something that she enjoyed?
Yeah, she shot the same ones I shot, but then one of the ones that she was looking at was the Smith & Wesson Easy Shield, which is an interesting, which is an interesting gun because it has an extra safety on it where this part of the webbing of your hand has to be on the back of the grip in order in order for it to shoot. So it's another safety mechanism. Hey, we got kids and whatnot, so the more safeties, the better.
Yeah, I feel you. It's a good firearm to have. Good firearm to have. I went and looked at an AR over the weekend. Yeah, I'm trying to learn because I know nothing about them. Handguns, I know a little bit about. Rifles, I don't know anything about. So when I looked at a couple, price a couple of them out, see how much it's going to cost all in, because you can't just get the rifle. You got to get the scope and any other attachments.
A lot of people do be like, how much is the gun?
Your railing, you got to get it zeroed out, all of that good stuff. But I started along that journey. So hopefully, I would like one of those. Matter of fact, that might be my Christmas gift to myself.
Why not? You better treat yourself.
I'm saying that, and if I get an actual AR, then I can get like a standard issue shotgun, like a $300 shotgun, like not big, just something that will shoot the door when somebody's walking through it. There you go. That's all you need.
Erase their midsection for them.
No, man, I ain't trying to kill them. Just trying to pepper them up, like Dave Chappelle said. Y'all don't. It's a Dave Chappelle. If you haven't watched a lot of Dave Chappelle, you have no idea where that joke comes from. Comes from one of his jokes in one of his specials, where he talks about the difference between buckshot and birdshot. Right? Buckshot, as we know, will blow a hole through the door of a truck. Birdshot is just to pepper you up, right? That's the thing that Dick Cheney shot that man in the face with, because it hits your face or your body, and it's like hot metal kind of thing. Anyhow,
yes, makes sense.
What do we get? You know what? Maybe we should move on.
All right. Well, so as part of our thumbnail, if you haven't seen, yeah, we have astronauts literally stuck in space. Literally.
Are you old enough to remember Gilligan's Island?
Yes and no.
Oh,
it's a bit after me, but it was enough to where I did see like an episode or two, but I didn't watch it consistently. No, I knew of it, but no, I never really truly watched it.
It's okay. it is truly after your time, right? This is a black and white show for the most part. I
Mhm.
think they had one season in color. But the entirety of the show was about the fact that they went on a tour of an island and the boat got jacked up, and so they were on this island for forever. It seemed like it wasn't forever; it was a couple years. But it was a 3-hour tour, right? These astronauts went into space in June on a 10-day mission. Everybody, look at your calendars. What's today? It's September the 3rd.
Mhm. And you know all those issues that Boeing has had. That was the vehicle that's the maker of the vehicle that sent them up there. And I believe what is it having thrust is it was having thruster issues essentially.
Okay, so I did a little bit of Googling, just a little bit. The reason I can't bring them back because they haven't figured out how to stop the helium leaks.
Hmm.
Now, helium, the same stuff that exploded the Hindenburg. No, no, that was hydrogen. Helium, same stuff that you put in a balloon. And it makes your voice do like this. That stuff's flammable. So you got helium leaks.
Extremely
you
flammable.
you got a problem. They've been stuck in space and they're not coming back until 2025.
Yeah, and you know what? That was my issue with that. I was like, okay, so you go up there for a 10-day mission, like, and please put in the chat, you know, what your thoughts are, because well, how would you feel if somebody said, yeah, you're going to go on this mission for 10 days, right? And then you realize that there's a problem, and then you turn around, their best solution is, hey, we'll get you next year.
I remember being young and my parents be like, all right, I'm gonna pick you up after practice. I'd be like, practice be done at 7. They'd be like, all right, I'll pick you up at 7. And they don't come until like 8. And I'd be
Hmm.
like, Dad, I don't feel love because you didn't get there till 8, right? They've been in space since June, bruh. And nobody's coming to get them.
Well, and then also let's put this in perspective. I mean, they are on the International Space Station with other countries. There's other people up there with them, but it's just the United States section. So
I
it's just
mean, okay, people are coming and going and they can't get home. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't think that's the case. I don't think. Yo, can I bum a ride back to
yeah.
Earth, bro?
Can I borrow a ride? You know, like how you
Yo,
used to do back in the day. I give you
yo,
some
I got
gas
five
money.
dollars. I got $5 on it. I got $5 on it. I just need to get back home. It feels about to start.
But I mean, at the
Hoping
same time, that's another reason why they can't do that, because you know when you're talking about space travel, that stuff has the calculations are practically precise. You can't just say, yeah, we're just going to add an extra 100, 200 pounds. No, all that stuff is accounted for.
yo, I hope none of them had a flag football, not flag fantasy football league. I wonder, do
Man,
they have internet in space? That's what I want to know. Because
huh?
can you imagine being stuck in space on the International Space
I
Station
mean, you
with
have to,
no
right?
internet?
Number one, you're able to communicate back down with Earth. Two,
That says nothing to. That says
number
nothing of internet.
two, number two, you do have satellite internet, which you're already up there with them.
The question is, are they in orbit above or below the satellites? That's the question.
Probably
The
above.
astronauts have. Okay, hold on. Astronaut. Oh,
Oh, what we got?
they do have. They do have internet in space. Astronauts have personal tablets and laptops that connect to the station's Wi-Fi. So the station does have Wi-Fi. I
I
stand
figured you had
corrected.
to.
Space. I'm just saying, man. You can look. They put them up there. They couldn't bring them back. I'd still be unsure whether or not the Wi-Fi connection was good.
Look, man, you
Oh,
gonna be up there?
they got fast internet too. It ain't gigabit, but it's pretty fast. It's like
No.
600 meg.
Oh, that's real good.
Yeah, that's pretty
Imagine,
good.
imagine playing Call of Duty in zero gravity.
It would be disorienting. Like you hear steps, you don't know where they're coming from. Oh my god.
Your TV's floating, rotating one way, you're rotating the other way. Like, stop
Yeah. I can't never kill nobody. It's because your
it.
frame reference is off all the time. All the time.
But yeah,
Hey man, look
that's
up.
so
I'm in
crazy.
space. I don't know where up is.
That's so crazy. And then on top of that, they Elon's bringing them down. So it's a SpaceX mission now.
So they're never coming home.
What do you mean they're never coming home? Come on now. Let's not do SpaceX like that. NASA, because of how expensive it was for space travel, quit. So now what are they doing? They're
Whoa,
contracting
whoa,
private
whoa, whoa,
planes.
whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. NASA didn't quit. NASA did not quit. Let's be accurate.
Then
They
what?
had their budget reduced. So much so that they decided to contract private industry.
So you mean to tell me it was cheaper to contract private industry than it was to continue yourself?
No, actually, it's not. It's not. The only difference is at the time that they were trying to get, I think it was like Obama's omnibus package passed or something
Mhm.
like that. The only way that they could get it packaged was to cut from somewhere, and NASA was on the cutting block that time. Yeah, when the Republicans be like, we're not going to extend the debt ceiling, and Obama's like, well, you're going to have to because it's a credit card bill. You got to pay it. And they were like, we're not. And he was like, all right, let's find a compromise. Well, the compromise was like, now, matter of fact, I'm going to find out when NASA's
Mm.
budget was cut.
NASA. Mm, 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 mm.
No, they did not quit.
Yeah, they did. They quit. But I mean, that's to me, that's just weird. It's like, so you cut the budget for NASA, and yet the government has to give SpaceX, Boeing, Raytheon, whoever else is involved, a blank check. So now you're overpaying.
Okay, so here's the thing. this is this is a standard Republican talking point and focus. They want to take money out of the government to make government smaller, and they want to accomplish the same things with private industry. Only problem with that is it makes private industry the recipient of tax dollars to get a thing done, with
Right.
private industry not having the same kind of oversight as the government does, and
Right.
with private industry uh, retaining the rights to anything that they invent while they're trying to accomplish this thing that the government wants them to accomplish with taxpayer dollars.
That's a lot.
That is a whole lot.
That's a lot.
Like people like, I'm not gonna vote. Well, your money's they're gonna use your money either way it goes. You pay
Regardless.
that. You pay that. Anytime you go buy a dollar bag of chips, that's 6 cents on the dollar that you pay on top of that. It makes it 107.
Uh-huh.
That's money that they're using to do something with. And when you don't vote, you don't get to determine or have a say in how they're going to use that money, right? If you
Absolutely.
don't like the fact that Elon Musk is getting, I don't know, $400 million a year, right, to keep the space program going when it could have been given to NASA, then you should have voted. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, and then, on top of that, some of the innovations that's, from the private sector, like reusable boosters, duh, like that just makes sense. And the private sector's figured it out. NASA didn't.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Has the private sector been to the moon yet? No, no, no. Has the private sector been past Mars yet? One, one private sector rocket has made it past Mars.
Yeah, the
Okay.
roadster's somewhere out there, isn't it?
Yes, that's one though, right? So don't say private sector has figured it out and NASA couldn't. NASA just chose, why do we need to reuse them when reusing them is just as complicated as building new ones? I'm just saying, if the reusable ones were that good, they'd already be home.
Well, that's Boeing. That's Boeing's issue.
Private sector,
That is
private
definitely
sector.
Boeing's issue. I mean, yeah, you're
I'm
right.
just, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that SpaceX isn't good or the innovation that SpaceX brings to this and the way of thinking, which is probably different, probably
Mhm.
varied from government groupthink. It's not necessary. All I'm saying is they're getting a whole lot of money to do it, and
Oh,
they're paying, like somebody's getting a whole lot of money to do this thing when it didn't have to be that way.
oh, for
There you
sure.
go.
I,
There you go.
I I totally agree. Hey man.
There you go.
So you were showing me your onto new topics. You
New
were
stuff, new stuff, new stuff.
yeah, you were showing me your beverage earlier. Not that we're trying to plug them, but what is this newfound obsession with seltzer water?
Okay, so here's the thing. Um, at some point in your life, you get to the point where you need bubbles. You need bubbles in your system, right? And what I realized is that seltzer water is nothing but flavored water with lots of bubbles in it,
Mhm.
and it tastes amazing. So I drink a lot of seltzer water now, like a lot of seltzer water. Like
This is
I got to go to Sam's because I got to get it. I got to start buying it in bulk.
this is interesting because a lot of people who have lived overseas already know that, especially in
Good for you.
Germany.
It's
Yeah,
great for you. It's
well,
great for
yeah,
you.
yeah. In Germany, if you go to a restaurant and ask for water, they automatically give you carbonated water.
Yeah, sparkling. Yeah,
Yeah,
sparkling water. Yeah,
yeah. They
yeah.
automatically give that to you. It's you have to tell them that you don't want the bubbles in order for them to give you regular water. And
I mean,
it's just interesting that here in other places they don't necessarily do that. And I mean
ten,
it is good. It's a little jarring, but I mean it is good.
10 years ago, you'd asked me about seltzer water. I'd have been like, "You are out your mind, passing me a seltzer water." Now, if you pass me a regular water, I'd be like, "But do you have
Ew.
seltzer water?" Like, dude,
Man, does your
not that I,
bouginess have no bound?
not that I don't know, not that I don't like. Hey, hey,
Oh.
hey. Okay, all right. Tales from bouginess. We have to add that as a part. All right. So
Mhm.
over the summer, my family was traveling back. We came back to Charlotte and all that good stuff, right? That's great. Um, we left our kids in Charlotte and they had to fly back with my aunt, right? Aunt did a great job with the kids over the summer. They had a wonderful time, right? Now, when I was preparing my kids to fly back, I was telling them that you're flying back with your aunt,
Mhm.
right? And so the experience is going to be a little different. It's like, how, Dad? It's going to be the same kind of plane? Oh, yeah, it's going to be a big plane. Three on one side, three on the other. Nothing wrong with that. All right. They'd be
Mhm.
like, are we sitting all the way in the back? No. Kind of like midway, right? Because I basic economy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not. She's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, you're going to have to go through security. She was like, my daughter was like,
What's
what do you mean? You mean, she's like, you mean I'm going to take my shoes off? I was like,
You mean with the common people? With the
she said,
plebeians?
she said with the regular people.
What? How
Was
dare
like,
you? Do
I
you
was
even
like,
love me?
I was like, I was like, listen, because I don't have pre-check. My wife has pre-check, right? Because she travels
Mhm.
more than I do. So we pay for anytime the kids go, they go through security with her, and I'm the long person going through regular security
Right.
with regular people.
Right.
But this time, my wife went with them, so she had to, she had to go through security. I was like, yeah, you got to take your electronics out the bag, take off your shoes. She was like, oh my God. I was like, listen, there's a whole lot of ways that whole
Yeah.
lot of things that we do that are not completely normal. That when you get grown, you're gonna have to figure out how to do, okay? But
Like,
just
oh,
enjoy it now.
you might have
Yeah.
an inmate? Oh my god.
Man, she said, am I gonna take my shoes off? I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, I was like, oh my God. Oh,
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you spoil your child.
what do you yes. Okay, yes. I, I'm trying to get people. Matter of fact, and the funny part is, my wife has pre-check. I had clear until like 6 months ago or something like that.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, going through security, 20 minutes tops. I remember. Matter of fact, last time I went through Atlanta Hartsfield,
Mm.
the line was long as crap. I looked at my clear thing. I was like, "Hey, I'm clear. I'm clear. Oh, sir, come right this way. Thank you very
Yeah.
much."
Oh, get out the way. Move.
Yo, okay.
Move. Let this man through. Okay?
Matter of fact, matter of fact, on the way back from Charlotte, because we dropped him off again, but we went to the airport and I saw my man in the airport, right? My
Mhm.
man's he's like, he's like a concierge for one of the airlines. Like he got people that work for him that walk with him that do his bidding. He
Mm.
saw me. He was like, "Hey, what's going on, man? What's up? How you doing? Getting busy all day." Hey, he's like, "Hey, man, you flying? Where you flying to today, man?" I was like, "I'm flying to Houston, man." He was like, "Oh, on such and such." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, I'll see you in a minute." He just
Bet.
walked away. I was like, "All right, man, it was good seeing you." Man, that man came back right when they were boarding first class, and he was like, "Follow me." I was like, "Huh?"
Huh?
Trey was like, "Follow him." That man walked. They were getting ready to call first class. They had just called, like, like the people that need special assistance
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
getting on the plane. They had just called them. They'll get ready to call first class. He walked up to the gate with the woman with the mic in her hand. He's like, "Hold on for a second.
Hold that.
I got VIPs right here. They're coming through. Thank you for being such a good VIP member with such club. We can get you on this plane real quick right now and help you get seated. If you need anything else." He walked me down the tarmac to the door.
Yeah,
He was like, "All right, man. I'll see you guys later." I was like, "Yo,
that is a major flex,
I'm in the
yo.
clutch, yo." I mean, because I was like in what, boarding party 6 of
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
right? But I was seated before first class came on. They were looking at me like, "Who are
Who
you
is
and
this
why are
guy?
you yeah, why are you here already?" It's because
Oh,
I got friends in high
oh,
places.
he plays for the Panthers. He got to play for. You know how people talk in the airport be like he must play. Yeah, he got to play for
Yeah, I get that from time to time. I'd be like, "No, I do not play for the Panthers.
But like, yeah, I'm
I
Stephen
do not.
Howard.
I do,
Y'all ain't got my
I do
jersey
not play
yet?
for Panthers. I do not play for the Panthers." But yeah, tales from bouginess. Anyhow,
Yo, real quick. Everybody that's watching right now, if you're not subscribed, please get subscribed. If you haven't put a
please.
comment in the chat, please put a comment in the chat. Please, at this time, do something.
He said, "Do something. Let us know
Do
that you're
something.
out there.
Yes.
We'll say
Let us
hello.
know that we're doing a good job. If we're not doing a good job, you got suggestions, you got topics, throw them out there.
We'll make fun of you. We'll bring you on. Hey, at
Oh,
some point,
absolutely.
we're gonna bring people on in this third window when Jason's not here, or in
Mhm.
the fourth window when he is here, so we can have good conversation. I've got a couple people in mind that I'm thinking about, but
Ooh,
man, it's good. Yeah,
fresh meat, huh? Rubs hands like Birdman.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Um, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Uh, well,
Yo,
okay. Well, go ahead. Go
what
ahead. Go
up?
ahead. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I was good. Did you have any kids sports activities this weekend?
No, thank God.
Okay, so my taxi cab started up this weekend. Clearly, Sanford and Sons meets Howard and Son, because we had 2 games, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then this week we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 practices, 4 dance practices, and 2 sports practices. Yeah, that's right.
Dude.
So it's gonna be a week. I don't know, but my son scored 2 touchdowns flag football over the
Oh,
weekend.
that's what's up.
Yeah, he had good. I got one. I recorded one of them because I was parking the car and I missed the other one. Like, he scored on the first play of the game, so I missed that one. I just saw him run into the end zone, like, "Yo, can I?" And then the second one I got, he juked some kid. It was real bad.
Mm.
Uh, Sam played for the rec league at the Y. He had like 18 and 12 or something like that. 18,
Ooh, wee.
12, and 7. He had like 7 blocks. It's pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good. Yeah.
I
So
mean, what else would you expect when their dad plays with Panthers, you know?
you know what? You know what? You can call me Jeff. Yes, I do play for the Panthers. I do play for the Panthers.
Yeah,
You
but
look
yeah.
like you play for the Panthers. You play on the line, don't you? Trying to call me fat.
But yeah,
Anyhow.
the taxi cab in my house has started. My daughter is playing on 3 softball teams this year. Yeah, yeah. She has her travel team,
Okay. Yeah.
the rec league team, and then
Uh-huh.
the challenge league in the rec league. So yeah, they're all separate practices, all separate
Bro,
teams.
Brody. Brody. She got a league and a league.
She got a league in a league.
Okay.
She got
All
a,
right.
yeah, she got a league in a league. So
I don't even know.
that little woman is busy. She is booked and busy. Don't ask if she's get with us, and we'll let you know. You know, when she's available.
Hey,
That's,
y'all got a family calendar, right?
yes.
Man, we just redid our family calendar. I got a whole nother email address for it and everything, because the one that we were using was so jacked up. So I
Mhm.
created a whole nother email address and I ported everything over to that email address. So now we got everything on there. And I tell the kids, if you want to do something, you need to add it to the calendar,
Mhm.
right? And if I accept it, that means you're good. If I decline it, me and your mother decline it, then that's probably a no. So,
They're learning
so,
corporate America already.
hey, you got to get them ready for it, bro. You can't be
Oh, that's
add
funny.
you can't be adding a movie date, a movie outing for Friday night on Thursday afternoon. No, you get
Hey, I'm telling
declined.
you, wait until they get to that point where just like we did, it's like, hey, when I put in PTO, that is prepare the others because regardless if it's accepted or declined, I'm going.
Where's the beauty? We're nowhere near that, so it's all good. So it's all good.
PTO stands for prepare the others.
See, Steve the dad versus Steve the manager, totally different. Steve the manager, PTO. Oh yeah, good. Go ahead, man. It's yours. Steve the dad. Uh,
Nope.
no. Matter of fact, there's a word that comes before no that I won't say on live on
Oh
live
god.
streaming. No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not a curse word either.
and then my 13-year-old, he's football, but I mean we live across the street from the school, so I mean getting him back and forth is not really a big deal. You know, the season starting up. I think their first game is next week.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty much my wife and my daughter, they're gone. Like it's just me and the boys.
Dude.
Pretty much this evening my wife came in before taking my daughter out, which she came in like a blur, like she came in and left just that fast. She was like, yeah,
You
hey.
came in like a wrecking
She's
ball.
like,
Sorry.
get that chicken separated, blah blah, whatever. I'm gonna cook it when I get back. Tell me why. Like I'm sitting at my son's practice and he had like a parents meeting today. I'm
Mhm.
sitting there in the parents meeting. I'm like, so you want me to just go ahead and pick up some hot dogs or what?
Bruh,
She was like, yeah.
decisions were made. Yo, I was talking with Sherelle earlier. I was like, so we're having pizza tonight, right? Because what I'm not about to do is
Yeah, no.
what I'm not about to do is this foolishness over dinner. Matter of fact,
Mm-mm.
okay, what time do you eat dinner with all of this goings on happening?
Mm-mm. As long as it's before 8, I don't care. That's sad. That's the sad reality that I'm in. Like we don't really truly have a time. It's just within the hours of 5 and 7.
So okay, so Silas gets home at like 4:30. And so almost every activity starts at 5:30. So we
Mhm.
eat dinner at like 5 o'clock every day. Right.
That's
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because when it gets to like 9:30, we're like, I'm hungry. You're not really hungry. You just,
you
you
just
know,
think you're hungry. Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to be sleep.
Yeah, what you need to do is you need to go to sleep. That's the
You need to go.
because look, I have a ring contact sensor on my pantry door, and every time it opens, I have an alarm. It rings
I'm
an alarm
sorry.
on my
What?
phone,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No,
and
no, 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 no. You're just gonna speed past this. Like you did just say, you are NSA monitoring your pantry door.
yes, I am. I've got 3 boys. I need to know how often they're going in there proportionately to how many snacks are in there because
At the,
I got to make the Costco run.
at the
So
end of the
I
week,
need to
dummy,
know.
he does an audit of pantry door chimes. Wait a minute. The pantry door chimed at 9:48. We were all supposed to be asleep. What did you get? That's why
Right.
you're out of snacks.
So here's the notification. They open the door. My phone gets a notification saying that the pantry door is open. And then on the Alexa in my office and in the master bedroom, she comes over the speaker and says, "Pantry door's open."
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter
Okay.
what the volume's at. It automatically sets itself to one that we can hear, and it says pantry doors open.
Okay. So I got relatives that have locks in their pantry doors. I was like, that's a bit much. But Dominique, I think you've exceeded expectations.
No. Locks are that's even worse. I just want to know when it happens. I'm not
How is it?
saying I'm not
How is
locking
it?
it down. I'm not
Well,
locking it down. I
you
just
might
want to
as
know.
you might as well be. They know it's up there too, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So
little ones don't care. They're like, So I'm still get my
Well,
muffins.
they're not afraid of you. They're not afraid of you. That's why. But yeah, dude, this said I got a ring. Okay, you know what? Hey, it works. Clearly, it works. It works. It
Yeah.
works.
Well, sometimes when it's just my wife at home, she opens the pantry door. I'll call, be like, "What you doing in the pantry?" She's like, "What? How you know?" It's like nothing goes on in this house without me knowing. What are you talking about?
This man is the NSA. You are the guy on Enemy of the State.
Nothing happens in this house without me knowing.
Oh my
In my
God.
house, you can't. If you're on my Wi-Fi at my house, you can't go to Google without me knowing. My kids come home. My kids will come home and bring like a new device in, and they'll add it to the Wi-Fi, and they'll come to me like 10 minutes later, like, "Dad, this doesn't work." I'm like, "Yeah, I saw the notification. I was waiting for you to come tell me what it was because I'm not letting it on my network unless I know what it is." No, no.
Hey, I feel you. I just think at some point they're gonna be looking at something that you really don't want to know that they're looking at, and I think the policy will change. But until then,
Oh
enjoy.
no. No, that's the policy won't change. It's just gonna be like a screenshot. It's gonna be the message like no.
You sent a message. This you? This is what we doing? Really?
Oh my god, parenting.
That's
But
funny.
you know what? Here's one subject that I don't think we've really gotten into enough. I mean, a lot
Uh-oh.
of the conversations kind of just steer close into everything else. But yeah, our married life segment, man. We're both married guys. Jason's a married guy. We have wives, beautiful wives, and
Mhm.
we love them.
We do very much so.
They irk us to death, but we love them.
You said that. I didn't. Go on.
Hey, I'm just saying what you're thinking. I got you.
You're not a mind reader. Nope. Nope. Not gonna lay that on my feet. No, sir. No, sir. You trying to bring me down with you? No. No, that was trying to pull me down. No, I'm not going down with the ship.
Oh my god.
Good try though.
Yo,
Good try though. It was a good try.
but so when you're married, it's a lot of you're committing yourself to one person for the rest of your life. And that's essentially
Oh,
the intention.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
they have so many quizzes out there to see who you're compatible with
Oh my
and
gosh.
what sign you're compatible with, or all this stuff. Honestly, I really don't think any of that truly matters. Like you're, an Aries or with a Virgo, that doesn't really make any sense. But I mean, what please explain to us what is the Gottman theory?
Okay. All right. So this has been in the show notes for like 4 weeks now,
It has.
and we've been. It's not that we've been steering clear of it. We just, we just talk. But I put it on there because someone took the time and surveyed like married people and divorced people, and they created
Well, you
theory
can't survey
around.
divorced people. That's a jaded view.
No, you have to. You have to.
I know.
You have to, right?
I'm just saying.
And the idea with the I the idea was to try to figure out some commonalities around things that keep people married and things that divorced people do, like similarities and commonalities, right?
Right.
And so there's a theory around the predictors of a marriage that is either failing or is going to fail, right? They call it
Mm,
the Gottman Theory. I thought it was pretty cool because I think it has some truth to it, right? And so it identifies four major actions that people do or participate in marriages that have failed, right?
mhm,
First one is, so the four are contempt, stonewalling, criticism, and defensiveness, right? So contempt
mm.
being the act of despising someone, right? Like not just not liking the thing that they do, but like not liking it so much so that you really don't like them, right?
But loathing them.
Yeah, right. Like you can dislike something that somebody does, but disliking them, like there's a difference, right?
Right.
Like I might get on my wife's nerves, but I know she loves me, right?
Absolutely.
Even if she kicks me out of the bed, like I know she loves me. She doesn't despise me, right?
Right.
And so there's a difference. All right, so there's despising. There's contempt. Contempt. There's stonewalling, right? Stonewalling would be refusing to participate, to compromise, to comply, right? Like, yeah, have you ever been in a group project and there's one person that would never do what the group wanted to do?
Yep.
Okay, that kind of thing, right? So you got contempt, you got stonewalling, you got criticism, which would be a person that generally gives lots of harsh criticism, right? Because
Right.
there's constructive criticism and then there's non-constructive criticism,
You just
right?
criticize. You're just saying something just to say something.
Yeah, I mean, well, some people will offer criticism with the hopes of you getting better. Some people offer criticism with the hopes of showing you how bad you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are two different stances, two different outlooks on criticism. And if the criticism is not formed in a way to help you get better, then it is by default helping you get worse, right?
Correct.
Contempt, stonewalling, criticism, and defensiveness, right? And those are kind of like the four big predictors of a marriage that is going to fail, because if you are committing any of those four, or a combination of those four, it makes it hard for you to be on um, in good fellowship with your teammate, with your spouse, with your partner, right? With
Right.
your spouse. I said that already, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it makes
So
sense. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, they say like most marriages are, if they're gonna fail, they're gonna fail within the first 5 years, if not even a little less.
3, 5, 7,
Yeah,
11. They just pick random numbers and they put it out there.
at this point.
I'll
At
be
this
honest
point.
with you. Yeah, I mean,
And I think, for me, my wife and I, we've been together, oof, 13 years.
I'm about to say
So
you better not get it wrong. Better not get
we've
it
been,
wrong.
honestly, she wouldn't remember. I remember. I still love you, girl. Anyway,
Don't be trying to smooth it over.
hey,
Oh no,
anyway,
you should be trying to smooth it over.
I'm always trying to smooth it over.
All right. Well, look, let me ask you this: how do you articulate what you need to your spouse?
Usually over a glass of wine. Talk about it. Uh,
Uh,
Steve.
It's late. I'm tired. There's so many ways that we could go with that.
But no, we have a conversation. I mean, and with us, man, with 4 kids, like it is, we try to find time for ourselves, and we're actually due for a date night now. So in the next few days, I'm like, hey, look, we need to go out, we need to go talk, and that's normally when we have like a lot of the big discussions or ideas that we're thinking about and whatnot. And, we'll do that over dinner. But any other time, just before going to sleep and whatnot, we'll talk and just really, put out whatever it is. And then every so often, I like to do like essentially a marriage check-in, like, hey, it's been a while. How you think I'm doing as a husband? What do is there anything that you need from me? Do you need more of anything, anything in particular? What's
Mhm.
what's going on with you? How are you feeling?
And how does that work out? How does that work out for you?
Oh, it goes a long way. It goes a very long way. It's you're creating an atmosphere where there's no hostility, number one, because both of you are in a decent frame of mind at that time to kind of speak to what it is that you want it you're wanting, or you're lacking, or or hey, no, you're doing, sometimes it's, hey, you're doing great, just keep it up, really.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's always been met with good vibes, really.
That's what's up. I think what you are articulating is an outlook that makes. I, I see a lot of people that make their spouse their enemy, right?
Hmm.
It's me. It's what I want to do or what she wants to do, right? We're not agreeing,
Right.
and so their spouse ends up being the enemy. Where in a good marriage, or in people that are trying to have a good marriage, the enemy is a bad marriage.
Hmm.
All right, like your nemesis is a bad marriage, and together you're fighting against a bad marriage, right? That
Or along that same vein, it's like, yeah, you have two individuals, but it's like you're working at one,
yeah, yeah,
at one common goal, essentially.
yeah. We're not trying. I'm not fighting you. I'm fighting a bad marriage. Like we are.
Right.
I'm trying to together. We're going to figure out how to beat a bad marriage. That's what we're gonna do. And if
Yep.
we can figure out together how to beat a bad marriage, then we're on the same team. And as long as we're on the same team, we're fine. I
Yeah,
tell
we're
people
good.
this all the time. How do you what do you think about such and such situation? Well, are y'all on the same team? If you're on the same team, then it can work. If you're not on the same team, I'm not sure if it can. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not the expert. Don't get it twisted. But I do know if you're not on the same team, marriage is the
Rough.
worst when you're not on the same team.
Well, there in the early days of our, or the early years of our marriage, you have two people trying to figure out how to be, in a positive marriage, essentially.
Yeah.
And there's some bumps in the road, and there's some things that you have to check in yourself where you like, you become very aware emotionally who you are, what you actually
Hmm.
like, not just what you thought you like, because now you're dealing with this specific person for the rest of both of your lives. So you know
Hmm.
things that they respond well to, things that they don't respond well to. Is the snide comments that you used to make when you were just boyfriend or girlfriend, or to other
Hmm.
people that you've dated in the past, that this person reacts totally different. Or there's a side of this person that you had, you know, when you were just dating, they never showed you, because at some point the real them is going to come out.
You're only my my good friend Joseph Pridgeon has a book, Stay Married or Stay Single,
Mm,
right? And
hmm
and chapter 2 of his book, he talks about the fact that you're not dating the person that you're dating their representative. Okay.
That's funny.
No, I mean it's a good book. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I will have it next week because I have a copy of it. I'm gonna plug it because I think it's a really good book for anybody that is looking to get married, anybody that is married and wants a better marriage. Like
Right.
it's a good book. But yeah, the general thought that you're dating this other person's representative means that at some point they're gonna have to get to know you and you're gonna have to get to know them beyond what you desire them to know of you, right?
hmm
And it's at that point where like hopefully when you get to that point, everybody's bought in to this idea that we're gonna be together. Because if not, meeting them as opposed to their representative, that broke that, it breaks up relationships easily, quickly. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And in some parts of our marriage, it was just like, when things happen, you're just like, okay, is this worth leaving this person over? And if the answer is no, get back in there and fight. Like a boxer, it's like, are you ready to throw in the towel? No. Okay. Well, you got to keep going. You got to get back in there and fight. Like, it is what it is. You
yeah,
want to be married or you don't want to be married. What is it? And your actions should
yeah,
reflect as such.
yeah. It's the idea of dissolving a marriage, right? It has to be, in my estimation, it has to be like a catastrophic reaction
Mhm.
to something very concrete, right? And even then, I'm not sure. Like I had all these predilections before I got married. See, I told you I had more words coming
Predilections.
about what I would do and what I wouldn't do if my wife did this or if my wife did that, and etc. And I'm here to tell you, by and large, everything that I said I wouldn't allow my spouse to do,
hmm
if she did it now, it probably wouldn't break us up. You know what I mean? Like I probably it would take it would take a lot of trying to get to work through,
Right.
right? To put that in the rear view and to recommit and do the relationship right. But like I'm not not now. Like I know what love is.
Right.
Love ain't that. Like I'm not bailing on that because of something. You die out. That's
Mhm.
that's our phrase. You die out. You want out, you can die. Somebody's got to die for this to end. No, seriously.
Oh my God. It's like a gang, man. It's like, yeah.
That's exactly what that's how we talk about it. It's a game. You got to die out. That's it. That's it. There's no other way, right? You can do a whole lot of stuff, But the only way you get out of this is if you're dying, right? And we've committed to that, and so it puts things in perspective. Like you ain't got to be so reactionary and uptight, and because
Hmm.
your spouse did this. I mean, your spouse ain't perfect, neither are you. So what we talk about here?
Right.
Are we doing this thing for real or not?
Right. Yeah.
Besides, have you ever? You've been married for over 10 years now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dominique, have you ever take have you ever taken the time to think about how demoralizing it would be to have to go back to the dating world?
Oh, yeah. I no. Yeah, no. It'd be draining. It'd be extremely draining.
Like, and I just go back to, like, if something were to happen, right? Let's say your wife got stuck in space and then abducted by aliens. So you kind of had to go back to dating, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, but
Well, yeah. That scenario is odd because you're just hoping that she would come back at some point. You never have any like true closure, so that one's a little weird.
yeah, it was really weird on purpose. I couldn't think of another scenario. But I wouldn't want. I don't even. Before I met my wife, I had given up on dating to begin with. I was like, I started to say something. I was like, I'm not doing this with y'all. I'm not. Matter
I,
of
I
fact,
know I know what you're talking about.
matter of fact, it was so bad. It was so bad. I used to have one date stands with people. Not one night stands, one
Hmm.
day stands. We're gonna have the time. I'm gonna have the time of my life. We're gonna go have good food. We're gonna have good entertainment, and I'm never gonna call you again. It's because I didn't want to go through dating. Like I don't want to have to learn you all over
Yeah.
again. What you like to do, teach you what I like.
Yeah.
No,
It gets annoying.
absolutely
It
not.
gets repetitive.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I put in too much time here. If the Martians come and get you, well, dang it, I'm going to Mars.
And can I say, even just like in the dating pool, like way back in the before I met my wife, like I did date like, and this is when I knew dating was just like getting annoying for me. I was dating like three people around the same time, and they all wanted to go see the same movie.
That's called roster management. You have
And
too many like-minded people on your roster. You
and
didn't
believe
diversify.
me,
That's on you. That's on you.
the first time seeing it was like, all right, cool, yeah, whatever, that's cool. The second time was like, that's fine. The third time you're like, this is just stupid. Like this is just, they're just sitting there like this is dumb. I just spent
I
money
mean, you
for
sound
this.
like the Charlotte Hornets having 4, 6, 9 small forwards on your roster. All the same players with all the same skills. Come on, you got to diversify,
Yeah.
man. Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, I was so pissed. I was like, oh Lord.
Why do I have to watch Aladdin again? No, it wasn't Aladdin time, but yeah, Toy
No,
Story
no, no.
2 or something like that.
I don't know. I think it
But
was one of the Fast and Furious movies, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was that's when I was really getting to a point where I was like, this dating thing is just stupid. Like,
yeah,
I didn't I done screwed up and seen one movie three times.
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
But yeah, no, it's and then on top of that, like you spend so much time with somebody as time goes on, even if you were to have to separate from each other, that would you would go through like the was it the 7 stages of grief, and the rest of that. It's just like it gets to a point where not that it's a business decision, but it's like I don't want to learn anybody else. I'm gonna sit.
Well,
I'm gonna make this work.
look, marriage is hard, divorce is hard.
Yeah,
Which hard you gonna choose?
yeah,
I mean, at least in marriage, at the end of it being hard, you ain't by yourself, and you
right.
don't have to pay lawyers. That's all I'm
No,
saying. I'm
because
just,
that's
I'm.
those are the only people that win in the end, the lawyers.
That's. I mean, but digressing. Yeah, it really has to be. We're in it together against the world, against a bad marriage, against uh our egos and our prides. Like we're in it together against all of those things. Because if we're in it together against those things, then we'll make it, right? And if you're with someone that's in it with you against all of those things, then you will make it, right? As long
Right.
as you're in it with them. If you're not, right? I tell people, when people ask me that are not married what the most important thing is, what's the most important thing? Is it love? Is it attraction? Is it money? No,
Hmm.
none of that. All of that is secondary to having someone that is committed to being in this with you.
Yeah.
'Cause if not, then none of that, all of that is just delaying the inevitable.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Now, in marriage or
No,
when you're in a relationship,
nope, I
do
don't do it.
you don't check the
Nope.
other person?
Why? What for? For who? For
I
why?
so I forget where I read this, but it's like you don't check your spouse in public. You have a conversation about it afterwards.
That is correct.
You know, whatever is going on, hey, you back them up. And then afterwards you're like, hey, yeah, you know, that probably should have gone a different way. We probably should have did something different. But I went with it because I'm showing solidarity with you. But let's make the tweaks here and there to make sure that doesn't happen again, please.
Yeah, I mean, you could be in damage control while you do that. You could
Mhm.
de-escalate while you do that. But the bottom line is, you gotta, I had an uncle of mine tell me one time, very much so. He took me outside because something happened, and I didn't speak up in the way that I should have, right?
Mhm.
And he took me outside. He said, "Negro, don't you ever do that again." I don't. We were at a family function. He was like, "I don't care who it is, me, your uncle, your aunties, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your friends.
Mhm.
Don't you ever allow that to happen again. That's your wife. All the rest of these bleakety bleaks can kick rocks. Like that is, and at the end of the day, you gonna have to go home with this woman that you did not
Mhm.
support. And it's not only is it not gonna look good, that's not what a good husband is. And
You
we
ain't get
come
no
from a
sleep.
line of,
You
yeah,
ain't
we
get no
we come
sleep.
from a lineage of men that are trying, even if unsuccessfully, to be a good husband. And this is one thing that you need to learn right now to never have happen again. And from that day forward, I was like, you're right. Well,
You
he
know what?
said it.
I like that. I will say in my family, like I give a lot of credit to my father. I give him a lot of credit because he did a lot of hard things, and I do understand what he went through during a marriage and whatnot. But one thing that he did not do was prepare me for marriage. Or
It's a hard conversation, man.
yeah, and you're right. It is a hard conversation, but it's one to be had. Like almost like a passing down of certain knowledge. Like
Yeah.
just like your uncle, he took you to the side and was like, "Yo, never do that." Me, I had to find out the hard way, and I had to deal with that, and was like, "Yeah, you know what? Maybe that was stupid." And
Well,
it's
and
just like,
and and I think what a lot of people, I think what a lot of what we don't consider within African American communities is how the lack of fathers in the community hinders the transmission of vital information from
mm-hmm,
one generation of males to another, right? Like I take my dad for instance. Now, my father had a father.
mm-hmm,
My grandfather, was married to my grandmother, but my grandfather died when my father was young. I think it was my father was
mm-hmm,
like 8, right, when he died. And so my father didn't really grow up with a father. Now, his older brother served as his father, and his older cousin served as his father, and they did really good jobs. But he was always concerned with whether or not he was doing the right thing as a father because in his
he didn't
formative
see the.
years, he didn't see it. Yeah, and he was always concerned with that. And I was like, "But dude, you're amazing. What are you even worried about?" Because he tried so hard
He
at.
doesn't know what he's measuring himself against, and
Yeah, yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
it's tough.
yeah. Um, and so and I can see some of the ways that he um exposed me to things, and some things he didn't expose me to, like on purpose, s-
Mm-hmm,
because of that constant, because of that not having a father, right?
mm-hmm.
And when I think about that, and I think about boys that don't have fathers in their lives, and how much not only are they, you know, they're cut off from that generational wisdom that comes from father to son, right? Or either from father to daughter. But also they get to a point when they become fathers, they don't know how to be fathers to their kids. They don't know how and when to bestow upon them this knowledge that can help them
Mhm.
in their life, in their relationship with their wives, things like that. And it becomes really hard, especially when so many men that are men now grew up without like strong father figures.
Yeah.
Like it's rough.
No, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, as far as like a father providing, my dad had that on a lot. And my dad, him and his father, they had, I don't think I from what I believe of that history, they were rarely in the same house together. And especially, and I don't think he was in there long either. So
Hmm.
at one point, I did get to meet my grandfather, but you could tell that there's this tension between the two of them where they just don't talk. Like he
Yeah,
respects, he's like, hey, look, my father, his kids, I, if my grandfather, who's deceased now, God rest his soul, but if he was still alive and he walked on my street that I lived on, I wouldn't know who he was. That's because I saw him maybe twice that I can remember. And I do
yeah,
remember, and I do understand my dad had that, relationship with his father. And for me, that's why I say, my dad was a great dad as far as providing and whatnot, but like having some of these conversations, preparing for marriage, the informative talks. Yes, I had the this is right, this is wrong. You're messing up. You need to do better. Blah blah. Such such. But it's like getting me ready to be with my wife and my family, start my own family. That wasn't there.
I think it's generational as well. I think
Yeah.
that the generation before us didn't really have the frame of reference as to the kind of communication that was needed from parent to child for a whole lot of things, right? Because we
Mhm.
know that their parenting style, by and large, you
Straight
know,
military son.
yeah, like they didn't really, there wasn't a whole lot of conversation in the ways that they could have to convey and to share this knowledge. And so, you end up having to learn on the fly if that's not something that that you had, or rely on groups of friends that are experiencing the same thing as you and
Mhm.
can share best practices so that you can figure out what to do and what not to do, that sort of thing. And it's very,
Yeah.
very
No.
challenging.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, my mother, she had a lot of the conversations that she could with me,
Hmm.
that, assuming that I was prepared for, and, some that I was not prepared for, but we still had that conversation. But, it's just, I definitely wanted to change that from, me and my family. Like my dad worked a lot. And I
Hmm.
saw that and I said, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to make enough money that I can still stay home or be home every day in a consistent manner that I'm like, and now did he make all my games? Absolutely. He made all my games. But it's just like if it wasn't game or, whatever, he didn't really take a day off. And it's because he wanted to provide for his family. And I get that. I 100% get that. Me, I was like, yeah, no, hey man. My dad grew up in Detroit, got into trouble. Military was his last option before pretty much getting locked up. So it was like, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah, man. It's situations are interesting in those ways, like there are a whole lot of intricacies to the parent-child relationship and to the husband and wife relationship that are they're so it's like a double blind, right? Like you
Hmm.
don't know, and you don't know who to ask, you don't know how to ask, and even when you do, you may not be asking a person that is capable of communicating it to you. And if they are, they may not be giving you best practices. They might be giving you stuff that they knew and they tried and they got by on. So like it's it's
Well,
it's a mix.
it makes you realize, and I came to a realization of this a while ago, and it was like, oh my god, you had no idea what you were doing.
Yo, that's yo parents. Hold on, let me look around. Hey, who's downstairs? Hey, parents
Uh,
are con artists.
oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
And I say that because literally flying by the seat of their pants most of the time. And by the time they get good, their kids are grown.
Yep.
Okay. By the time they get good at this, it's like the last kid, and he's
Hmm.
like 14, and now you figured it all out. And now, your older children are mad because you're parenting this youngest child
It's
differently.
changed.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I've changed, so I can't really, and that sort of thing. And so, and then by that time, you're a grandparent and you're telling your kids all the things that they're doing wrong because you're looking at all the things that you did wrong and
Yeah.
trying to fix it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an amazing real, like when I came to that realization, it was almost scary because it was like, oh my God, you had no idea what you were doing.
And saying it
How
like it's the
dare you?
gospel, saying it like there are emissaries from God Almighty, and what they're saying is
Oh,
the law because they know it to be true.
right.
No, no, no. They're giving you what do you call it? He said? Educated wish. What do you say? That what? That's what he's. This is what we're hoping it is.
Oh my
Look,
God.
kids come downstairs. Oh my God, Dad, I'm hurting so bad.
You don't know what
Take
hurt
some
is.
self. Take some Pepto Bismol. Did that work? No.
Oof.
Get some. I don't know. Get some Tylenol. That didn't work.
Mm.
Mm, maybe we should wrap up that bleeding arm of yours. That worked. Good.
God.
That's what it feels like sometimes. It's like, yo, I'm
And you
trying.
take it, you write it down. You're like, all right, that's all
Next
right, cool.
time,
File it
fix
back.
the blood. Next time, finish. Fix the blood first. Then go down. Go down the list. Yo.
No,
Oh,
it's just so funny because yeah, like I said, you realize your parents had no idea what they were doing, and you realize that you don't know what you're doing, and it's just like you also have those moments where you're like, I'm actually a parent. Like, oh my God, this
hmm
is this is it's like, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. We'll see how this turns out. I guess, it is what it is.
life is funny. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I mean, we're 122 in. I think we're good though.
Yeah.
So so in the house that we're in now, our bedroom's on the first floor.
Hmm.
Kids' bedrooms are upstairs. We don't never see them. We don't never see them. I think I saw them. Okay, so we had the football game, the basketball game on Saturday, right? I saw them for a total of 2 hours on Sunday. I saw them for a total of 2 hours on Monday, yesterday.
Hmm.
That's it. And I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel
I
about it.
Well, yeah, I got to a point where the little ones I see all the time because they need me.
They're
So
little.
all
Yeah.
right, cool. Yeah.
They
But
have to stay
then
alive. Yeah.
yeah. And then like my 13-year-old Mari, he just I don't see him throughout the day. Like the only time I see him is if I leave out the house and I come back in the house and he hears the door open, he comes downstairs assuming that I brought food. That's the only time that I see him. Other than that, he goes back upstairs and he's like, "Yep, I'm out."
That man called you DoorDash.
Pretty much, pretty much. But I mean but that's what the kids are used to. All of them are like that. They're
Yeah.
like, "Did you bring food?" I'm like, No, I went to change. It's like I went to go get the tires changed.
hmm
I do other things than just bring you guys food.
Yeah. Like I lived a whole life before you guys. Like I'm an interesting guy. Don't
Yeah,
reduce me down to a delivery guy. Uh, but
yeah,
no,
it's amazing.
it's very interesting. I'm trying to square myself with it because like the school year's happening, and with everything that happens during the week, to some extent, I'm happy to not see them on the weekends. Like, look,
Yeah. Oh
we've
yeah.
done the week.
I've
I don't
done
need to
all the
see you
parenting
until,
that I fulfilled my fatherly obligations for the week.
bruh, 6:15.
You're on your own.
After food has been procured on Friday.
Stay alive so I can send you to school on Monday, please.
Hey, after food has been secured on Friday, ain't nothing. What? What do you need me for? You have
Who do you
everything
think?
that you have everything that your heart could desire. You don't You don't want to be around me anyway. You,
Look,
you got food, you got devices, you got internet, you got you got bunk beds, you got chargers. What else do you need?
look, my daughter, dude, I'm ready to throw my MacBook at her. She'll come downstairs holding her iPad. Dad, I'm bored. I'm like, you better figure it out.
No, 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 no. That's the wrong tactic. No, 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 no. You gotta go in. You gotta go deeper into the abyss. Oh, you're bored. I'm sorry. Clearly, this iPad is not doing what it's intended to do. Let me put it in my desk drawer. Now, as you were saying, you just
Or
you gotta sit there and wait.
well, so yeah, part of me being an IT guy, one of the things that I do, I have my kids' devices on a timer. So
Yeah.
specific things like Roblox, all
Mm-hmm.
those have individual timers.
Yep.
So yeah, when my daughter says she's bored, and I'll mess with them throughout the day just as a prank. Sometimes I'll just like completely like stop everything from working and just see how long it takes for them to notice. And
That's
I'm like,
so jacked up.
but because here's the thing, just like you
Trust
said,
issues.
but
Your
see
kids
that's the
gonna have
thing,
trust issues with the
you,
electronics.
but see here's
They
the
don't
thing,
never work.
you you would take the iPad. Me, I would just shut down everything on it. So in that way, it's like, oh, you're bored, huh? Well, how about you stare at the iPad and not be staring at what you want to be staring on, staring at it.
Dude,
You know,
look, man.
imagine having your iPad and you can't play the games that you want. It's like, I can fix that for you. Don't worry about it.
I, I've been there. I've progressed beyond that though, because you get. I heard a comedian say it. Kids these days are not mindful because they have the entire world in their pocket. There's no, there's not never a point where they have to sit with themselves and with their feelings or with
It's
their
true.
thoughts, right?
True.
And so my kids hate it, but I try very hard to create instances, situations, time periods where they have to sit with themselves or with their thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally, like if it's in the car, you know what I hate when I get in the car?
When the kids
I
fall
get in the
asleep like 5 minutes down the road,
no, love that. What I hate when I'm in the car is when I get in the car and everybody's got
something in their face.
media playing.
Yeah.
First of all, there's one radio in the car. I control it because I'm driving. That's the first thing. Second thing, you have no idea where in this city you are, and you'll
Mm,
never know if you don't ever look out the window.
it's
So you know
true.
what I do from time to time? I just take all
How do we get
devices when I
home?
get. I take. I did it the other day. They was like, left, right, straight, forward. I don't think we're gonna make it home, Dad. Well, then that's a you problem. I ate before I left, and I told you to eat, but you didn't.
You know what? That is a good experiment to do. No, well, okay. So my daughter, she knows how to get home. So I don't like she gets all the pass because she's like,
Hmm.
yeah, we go here, we go here. Daddy, you didn't go the right way because we normally go this way. I'm like, I don't have to worry about you. The rest of them, well, the 2 and the 4-year-old, okay, not really so, but now, yeah, but Mari, I'm like, dude,
Clueless,
I really need you to figure this out. Like,
dude.
it's like which way's east, which way's west.
Even if you don't, even if you, this is stuff. This is stuff that's supposed to be a part of your daily journey. When we were kids, we knew exactly where we were based on the landmarks that we saw on a daily
Yep,
basis, whether it was on the bus or on a bicycle. They don't
yep,
know. They don't know anything. And I'm like,
dude,
yo,
dude.
how you gonna drive? If you get kidnapped, what?
This is to a point where I used to fall asleep in my dad's car going home, but
And you knew where
I knew where
you knew
I
where you were.
was based on the turns. How
Yes,
I knew where we were, and I
yes,
wake up. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is where we're at. All right, cool. I'm going back to
yeah,
sleep. Cool. And
yeah.
it's just like,
That's the thing.
oh
They don't
god,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. I take phones sometimes. I be like phones. Yeah, phones. You know what the other thing that does, right? The blue light from their phone stimulates their brain so that they don't sleep. They
Mhm.
bypass what would be a natural response to fatigue, which is sleep. When I
Yep.
take it, then they be sleeping.
Yep.
They'd be like, well, I didn't know I was so tired. Yeah, I did. You want to know why? Because you were up since 6:30 playing a stupid game.
Oh
And now,
man.
dude, you know what I hate on the weekends? I'm sorry. This has become
No, you
a
good.
Kendrick podcast. I hate. Um, when they get up early on the weekends to play the video games.
Mine didn't. So mine stays up till 2 a.m, knowing that we have something to do tomorrow, but makes a business decision and says, I'm going to continue doing this. And then
It's
when I
called
wake
bad
up early,
business.
yeah. And then when I wake him up early in the morning, he's like, "Oh, I'm so tired." I'm like, well, that's what happens when you stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning, knowing that your sister has an 8:30 game.
You gonna learn today.
Yeah, you're going to figure it out.
You gonna
But
learn
Dad,
today.
I'm so tired. No, you got to figure it out, man. Better decision.
Dude, I'm a terrorist. You know what I do? So I got Apple Homes in their room. You know what I do when I want them to wake up?
Oh, you just start playing something.
I play music loud on that Apple Homes
Yeah.
HomePods. Just turn it all the way up.
Another episode of Business.
Look. And when they put their Apple Home on pause, I hit the intercom. Who's touching my music? Don't ever touch a black man's radio. And I turn the music back on. Turn the music back on. Shoot,
Yeah.
I play this music because it's time for you to get up. You know what it is.
And we're trying to get Mari to understand, like, dude, you're about to go into high school. I shouldn't have to wake you up every day.
Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes kids get that early, sometimes they get it late. My daughter already has it. My son just got it. Well, he got it last year. He got it last year, right? But he's on it this year. Like last year, half the time he would like get up when he was supposed to and make the bus. The other half, I'd have to get him up.
Yeah.
This year, he leaves the house. Like I'm getting up out of bed. He's leaving the house, and he makes the bus. He's doing his thing. He's on his stuck thistle right now, and I'm like, thank God. Like he got an assignment turned in, and it dropped his grade down to like C+, B-. He was like, man, we gotta get this thing taken care of, man. You drop my grade down, man. God dog. I was like, thank you.
You're finally understanding.
Finally understanding. And if you keep that up, everything that you've ever asked for, not asked for, but the things that you want and desire, that makes it so much easier for everybody else to get.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about you. I don't have to pay a tutor to tutor you.
Yeah.
You know how much extra money that is? It's like a pair of Jordans.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's just funny because sometimes I'm that parent. I grew up watching a sitcom, so it's like one of the funnier sitcoms that almost I want to emulate is Michael from My Wife and Kids. So like little experiments, like my wife would call and be like, "Hey, did you wake Mari up?" No. Why? Because he needs to learn that he needs to get up. He needs to learn how to get up on his own at a certain time. So he's just missing school. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. Part of me is like that. I'm like, just have like a funny way of, I don't know, teaching them a lesson, not necessarily being stern, like, all right, I'm gonna whoop you. And then it's like, no, I really want you to think about how this happens. If you don't go to school, you don't get an education. You don't get an education, you can't do this, you can't do that. Just give them small experiments.
That only works when they can comprehend what they're missing, right? In theory, that sounds really good, but until they get to the point where they're responsible enough to understand what they're missing, then it goes right over their head. I tried that. Well, from me to you, I tried that. He ain't wake up and miss the bus. That's on him. He ain't get out of bed, make the bus on his own. No, it's not. He was not at the point where it mattered whether or not he missed the bus. So guess what?
Right.
It was on me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up here trying to figure out how to get an absence cleared off his record. Yes.
It causing more work for me. It's like,
because it's more like, it's not. Trust. Look, father, I'm here to tell you, you gotta wait. Okay, don't do it early. It's better to do it later than early.
I guess. Because when you go to college, there's nobody there to wake you up and say, unless you have a very good roommate and you guys kind of know each other's schedule a little bit. And it's like, hey man, you need to get up, man. I know you got this class. Other than that, well, so I had my grandmother before she passed. She called me every morning.
That's love right there.
Yeah, it is, because it'd be, you wake up like you wake up right before your alarm clock goes off and you're pissed and you're like, I wake up, I see what time it is. I'm like, this woman about to call. She about to call. And she would come like, hey, grandma. Okay, I'm getting up, grandma. Thank you. My grandmother did not have a lot, like money or anything, but if anything, she was
that's
like,
love.
I'm gonna wake this boy up every morning.
That's love, bro. That's love. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's one thing I did love about her. I was like, she woke me up every morning. All right, cool. I'm all right. I'm good. So let's get the day
Same, but
started.
and the beauty of it, you get to live with that for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
mm,
And then like my natural rhythm now kind of wakes me up at like I don't know 6:15.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Jesus, help us.
Oh my god.
But what we need to cover before we go? Jason's not here, so we had like a lot of leeway and a lot of talking that we
Yeah.
could do. We went way off. But are you watching Rings of Power? We gotta close this out. Are you watching Rings of Power?
Bro, I haven't even really watched Lord of the Rings.
You know what? I'm only gonna give you 2 seconds of judgment, and then we're gonna move on. Here we go. Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. So, okay, it is good, by the way. It is good. Me and my wife
Okay.
tried to watch this weekend, in and out of sleep. So we watched all 3 episodes probably 2 or 3 times because we never watched it from start to finish. But
Mm,
it's good. That's number one. We started rewatching Old Man on FX, which is really good. We're on episode 4. If you haven't watched it, Old Man is pretty good. Slow burn, but good.
mm,
We watched Twisters with the kids yesterday, the new one.
It was good.
It's actually pretty good.
Oh
It's,
yes, Terrell. I have not seen. So
it's okay.
so it's just like Harry Potter. Like I've watched
No, no,
Harry
no,
Potter,
no,
but I
no, no,
never
no, no,
truly
no,
understood it.
no, 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 no,
I need a
no.
tour
There,
guide. Let's put
there
it
is,
like
there
this.
is, there is no way or reason that is acceptable at this point to not have seen Lord of the Rings, at least one
I
of
need a
them.
tour guide. I need somebody
No,
to
you
explain small stuff
you
to
need a
me.
you
It's like,
need a
bro,
remote control. You need a remote control. Click. That's what you need. Okay. Click, click. I told you I was only gonna give you two
uh,
seconds of it. You're still put the shovel down. It's okay. All right. It's okay. All right. If
all
you let
right,
Sherelle get started,
one of these
look,
days I'll
You
watch
let
it.
you let Sherelle get started, you're never going to hit the end of it. End of it. I purchased her for, oh man, was it Christmas?
Premise.
I think it was Christmas. Long time ago. I purchased a Monopoly board, a Lord of the Rings Monopoly board for her. Then I bought the Blu-ray disc. This is back when we were buying Blu-rays. No, it's not like Harry Potter. Back when we were buying Blu-rays, the $100 Lord of the Rings gift set that
Hmm.
had the extended versions of all 3 of the movies, right? Which meant that the extended version was like 3 hours and 45 minutes per movie, 3:30, 3:45 per movie. And then it had additional discs, so it had an additional 40 hours of commentary and footage
Hmm.
around Lord of the Rings, right? So it's like a full 50 hours. And we watched that probably twice, maybe 3 times,
Hmm.
right? Only because, I mean, the intricacies of the storytelling that Peter Jackson did with the source material were amazing. Rings of Power is an extension of that. It's far better than the prequels, 3 prequels that we got, even though they were not bad, but it's a really good show. It's a
Hmm.
really good show. Anyhow, one that you haven't seen. Um, hey, what are you listening to? Haha.
Interesting. Interesting that you ask. Um, so new music are you referring to? Or just
Just in
anything?
general. In general.
Maxwell.
He did
I
have a tiny, did you see his tiny desk?
I have it saved. I have not watched it yet.
I know
I
it's in my queue.
yeah, I love Maxwell. So it's like I'm going to watch it, but it's one of those I'm going to watch it and like it's going to be blasting. So
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't know. I've really got into creating a gospel playlist of the
hmm
songs that my dad would play for me in the car.
hmm Yeah. Yeah.
So like all of the John P. Key, Fred Hammond,
hmm
all the old school, like not Radical Christ, Commission, so
hmm
all of those. I've been listening to a lot of that lately.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's what's up. I
Yeah,
got
man.
I got I got one of those playlists. I got one of those playlists as well. Makes me feel old and
You're
young at the same time. Um,
old, bro.
so what am I watching? What am I listening to? And what am I reading? Okay. So what am I listening to? I stumbled upon a group of rappers that rap like it's the 90s again,
Really?
right?
Bring it back, huh?
I don't know if they're trying to bring it back. What I do know is they're rapping like it's the 90s. It's called the group is called Coast Contra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think you mentioned them before.
no, this is the first time I mentioned them.
Are
It's the
you
first time
sure?
I didn't know about them till like 3 days ago.
Ah, okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, I hadn't even heard of them, but then I've listened to two of their albums. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I feel youthfully exuberant again. Like their mother is
Exuberant.
four. It's two people. It's four people in the group. Two of them are twins, twin sons of Tidra Moses and Razcast. I think it is. I know
Okay.
their mother is Tidra Moses, who I used to have a humongous crush on. Great artist. Until I met my wife, and I was like, Tidra, you've been
Mm-hmm.
replaced.
Yeah.
Anyhow, their album, they rap really well. Like it's boom bap kind of situation.
Okay.
Um, and they're definitely worth a listen to. Um, what am I reading? I'm trying to, we're almost in 2025. And I said I had a goal that I was going to read like 5 books this year. And I got 2 more books to read.
Okay.
So, right, aside from the one that I'm reading now, which means I've only read 1 book, 2 books. So the book I'm reading now is called White Robes and Broken Badges.
Hmm.
It's a good book. It's about a military sniper who, after he came out of the service, infiltrated the KKK not once but twice, helped stop an assassination plot on Barack Obama, and
Gosh, that recent?
yes,
Oh my God.
and help the FBI to understand how the KKK and its affiliate member organizations, have infiltrated law enforcement as a whole, not just prison guards, not just local, but like state,
Mhm.
your state bureau, some other law enforcement agencies, and etc. And
Mm.
like it's really, I'm about 60% done now. It's got a little bit more than that. 265 is 300 and some odd pages, so I'm about
Mm.
60% done. But it's really good, and I did not know how many different kinds of KKKs there were.
Wait, what?
Bruh, there are like 40 different kinds of KKKs. No, seriously.
Wait.
Like they're like, and they're all decentralized,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they they all follow an ideology. They all have what they call a naturalization process, like a pledge process, right? They all have really funny names: Grand Nighthawk, Grand Dragon, Grand Imperial
Mm.
Wizard, all that good jazz. Um, and it's very interesting to get into that world. One of which, like I tell my wife all the time, like, look, we're not rich, but there are a lot of things that we don't ever come into contact with just because of the nature of where we stay and what we
Yeah.
do and etc. And this book really illuminates the fact that I know nothing, it
I
seems
don't
like.
know anything.
I don't, not a doggone thing, bro. He was talking about he was talking he was talking about how one of the KKK Grand Imperial Dragon Wizard people had like a crematorium in the back of his house because he wanted to start killing people and
Ooh.
burning and cremating them, and stuff. And I was like, for real?
Jesus.
Yeah, like it's a really good book. It's a really good book.
Mm,
So yeah,
that's different.
very much so.
Yeah, no,
Very much so.
yeah, I'm not reading anything. I should.
Hey,
Let's put it that way.
you got 4 kids, 2 of which are little. I understand. Only reason I can get to read now is because my youngest is 8 and he don't never want to be around unless he hungry. So
Mm.
it's all good.
The
It's all
other
good.
thing is I'm with work and everything, I'm trying to finish studying for a few exams. So like the
Okay.
AZ 900, which is was it Microsoft 365 fundamentals essentially, and
Okay.
then or Azure fundamentals, that's what it is, and then the AZ 104, which is after that, and just some other things to kind of jazz up the resume a little bit, so keeps me marketable.
Got to stay jazzing up the resume, man. Got to stay jazzing up the resume.
Yeah. And if you don't know, ChatGPT can help out with that greatly. Um, I definitely use it, and it's not like I lied. And that's one thing. It's not like I lied about anything on my resume. It's just that ChatGPT has a way of being able to put it in such a way that one, it helps you get noticed by the algorithm that sifts through resumes, and then also, it just put the small things you do or that you think you do is actually maybe 5 or 6 different things that
Yeah.
the job is looking for. And as great of a vocabulary as one may have, you sometimes don't know how to put it into words because you condense it down to that one small heading. So definitely using ChatGPT can help out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we have a tendency to reduce the things that we have accomplished in our roles. And GPT does very much help to not compress the things that we've done, but like really make each one of the things that we've done stand
Mhm.
out as it pertains to the job that we're looking for and the resume that we're trying to build. So
Yeah,
definitely a resource.
yeah.
Definitely a resource.
Do not be afraid. And I pay for it because the value, that $20, you may scoff at that, but I'm sorry, that $20 is invaluable when you look at, for people who make a certain amount a month. It's like, what is $20 to help you?
Well, yeah, it cost benefit analysis, right? So
Yeah.
what is it bringing? What benefit is it bringing that is worth the money that you're paying for, right? And it brings a lot. Like Sherelle uses it a lot in work. Like they encourage
Mhm.
it. Like if you're gonna do notes, if you make notes from a meeting, or if you're replying to an email, or like
Emails for
what,
sure.
yeah, she uses it all
Especially
the
emails
time.
that's going out to, like, you're trying to explain something to like a large group of people.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, I'm short to the point, like, hey, this is how you do this, boom, 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 boom. I put that in Chat GPT. I'm like, hey man, send this to people who don't know what they're doing. And and what it spits out, I'm like, you're good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I would have spent the next hour trying to figure out what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
And I mean, I use it for my personal life. Like I have conversations with Chat GPT all the time. Like, hey man, I wanna refinance my car. What rate do I need to does it need to be in order for me to get to this payment? And it'll
Yeah.
tell me, and I'm like, okay, cool. That's the rate I'm looking out for now.
Wow. Yeah, I could have done that, but yeah, ChatGPT will do.
Look, I was asking it, questions about Power Rangers the other day. I was like, hey man, which Power Rangers is strongest? And just stupid stuff.
Everybody knows it's the black one. Duh.
Dumb stuff, man. It's like, hey man, do you know about Power Rangers? It's like, yeah, I know about all the seasons of Power Rangers. Which one are you asking about specifically? It's like Power Rangers SPD. So if Doggy Kruger uses a sword against blah 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 such and such,
You're having
what
too
would
much fun
happen?
with this.
Hey man, look, I tell
Clearly
you,
you
I I
you're
go down the
you're down
rabbit
the
hole.
rabbit hole. You're out, you're down the rabbit hole, buddy.
Same with
You're
Star
you're
Wars, because you just start going down. It's like, look, well, I noticed this and this and this. Please explain this to me. And it's like, that puts that in perspective. Gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
you know what you should do? You should go
Uh,
to ChatGPT
mhm.
and you should type in um what's the best way to explain Lord of the Rings to someone who's had 20 years to watch it but still hadn't watched it but needs a starter pack, and see what it
You know what?
says.
I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to see what it says, and I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you what it says.
You- I can tell you what it's going to say. You know what it's going to say? It's going to say, I'm judging you now, but read the following.
Judging.
Complete judgment from an AI.
And then on top of that, my wife uses it for her job. She uses my account because I'm like, well, yeah, I pay for it, so why not? Of course. And like, if somebody sends me an article or like, if I'm trying to break down something like, let's say Project 2025, I can just download the file and just drop it in there and just like, give me the bullet points. I don't need to read the entire thing.
Dude, like I just came across somebody's Instagram where they showed me how you can type in a code to YouTube and it will pull the audio and transcribe the YouTube and then create notes from it. I was like,
the things you thought you knew.
And it'll give you timestamps so that as you go through the notes, when you need to click on it, in the window next to it is the YouTube that'll show, like if you were looking at like math notes or something.
Yeah.
Or I was like, clearly I need to spend more time with this stuff because I'm so far behind.
Dude,
it just feels.
I'm telling you, I have like before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna ask it a whole bunch of questions. Like, I don't know. Like before I go to bed, I have to ask it like a bunch of questions I've been saving up for the day. Like, hey, like I'm definitely gonna do Lord of the Rings questions, but also I'm rewatching House MD. Like I'm on season 2 right now.
I love House.
And I'm realizing how funny he is in certain situations that are serious. And he's just like he shouldn't be. Yeah, his retorts to people, you're just like, holy crap, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, like you would not be able to get away with that now. Like it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So anyhow, all right, we got to wrap. We're gonna wrap. How are we gonna wrap this up? With music, definitely. So we're gonna tell the people to like and subscribe. We're gonna thank everybody that watched, no matter how long you watch. Definitely hit us up in the comments, say hello, talk trash, laugh at us, give us suggestions, and all of that good stuff. Interact with us. We will make sure to interact with you. And you can ask us about ChatGPT, and we will definitely give you all the information that we have and get you started on your AI journey.
I'm a self-proclaimed prompt engineer, so anything you're trying to do, just let me know. I got you guys.
Bet money. And we will see you guys next week. Oh yeah, NFL starting, so get your fantasy football lineups straight.
I'm not in a fantasy football league this year. You got the NL one?
Oh, if you'd have got me like day before yesterday, I just got into one. It's like 8 teams, dude. 2 quarterbacks. It's freaking crazy.
2 quarterbacks. Oh, jeez, that's a little weird.
I know, it was really weird. Really weird. At any rate.
All right, y'all. We will see you guys in the next one. Jason will be back in the next one, so if you guys missed him, you will see him again.
The Trinity will be back. Don't worry. That's a horrible accent. That's a horrible accent.
On that note, we're out. Later, guys.
See you guys.